Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Snacks Thoughts. Welcome to Snacks Thoughts. Yeah, for another Friday night chit chat. You know, I was just up here, just looking at some analytics on my YouTube channel. Got a little bit of music going. Just sitting back, just chilling and just trying to think of what particular content that I want to load up, especially for the some maybe for the military and some for something for the holidays. As the holidays are fastly approaching. But the crazy part about it just seemed like, man, like this year just blew right by. I didn't even realize how close we were to Christmas, especially after coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday. And then right behind that, you got New Year's coming, So I guess I would say for myself, 2019, I say it was a pretty productive year, It's a pretty productive year for me, I guess, what did I really get accomplished? I mean, definitely am expanding as an entrepreneur. So, my YouTube channel's growing, and then I jumped in to Spreaker with Snacks Thoughts. And I'm actually, pretty happy, with my production. Obviously, got promoted, what I'm saying, this year. So all overall, it's been pretty good. Got to travel, went to Africa this year, and it helped in my personal growth as I learned a lot, about history and even some of my roots, So yeah. It's been I would say a pretty good year. And the holiday season is fast approaching, and I guess in my case, to be honest with you, I don't know, the Christmas has never been the same for me. Once I went in the military, before I went in, it's like I remember celebrating it with my family and stuff like that. You got the tree up and everything, and it actually carried to me more weight and significance. But I think after like the first year that I had to spend Christmas alone in a dorm when I was in the military, I didn't have enough leave on the books, and so I didn't want to go into the hole. So everybody else was gone, to go home and see their families, and so I stayed in that dorm room up in the dormitories by myself. And I mean, that was really rough, I really had a hard time, and it was the first Christmas that I spent away from my family. But after that Christmas, every other Christmas afterwards, it never bothered me again. I don't even know if I even after that had went home for Christmas. I don't think I did, but I think for the next year and change, whatever the next Christmas that came around, I think I had it in the States, and then I had went overseas. And overseas, yeah, they celebrate Christmas, but the feel is not the same, And maybe, like I said, and maybe for me, it feels that way because I was used to being single in the military and abroad. So normally, I mean, when we get American holidays overseas, it's just for us. It was just more time off and more time, I guess, to party or to go, kick it. And, it just, it didn't seem the same. And so it's like, the feel is not the same, even though overseas they do celebrate it and they do, they buy gifts and blah, 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 all of that other stuff. But it ain't the same as it is here in America. I guess it's kind of like an American holiday, but it just basically feels like another day off. To go hang out, with your comrades, to go kick it, go to the clubs or bars or go to festivals. Not the same. Not the same feel. So, I don't know, maybe from being overseas all of those years like that, I've been conditioned. But, some of my friends that have been here in the States, they ask me, hey, are you in the spirit of Christmas, or you gonna put a tree up? I'm just like, what for? I don't have any small kids. My son is grown, so it's like, but I don't know. I guess for us, it's a good time to, I guess, be thankful. for what you have, but it's not the same feel for me. But yeah, guys, I'm just up in here, just chilling out. Got some music going, got a little brewski, kick back, and trying to consider what type of content I want to possibly put out on my YouTube channel. For this one, for Snacks Thoughts, I plan on having a variety of content, to include on this one, creative thought. So kind of, like to leave it open for variety. Whereas with my YouTube channel, the reason why I started it is originally I wanted to tell people how to succeed in the military if they had an interest in going in, joining, and for those that are already in and they needed some tips and advice on some of the best ways to be successful. That was my initial thought, but I was just up in here just looking at my analytics, and I was like, wow, and I was shocked to see what people the number of why they subscribed, and I looked at certain videos or certain types of content, and I was actually surprised, but my definitely some of the stuff I have for the military definitely seems to be a popular hit. And I think the travel portion was very popular. The travel portion, when I loaded the content up for my trip to Ghana, Africa, it seemed to be pretty popular. But, so I'm just thinking about, all right, what ideas do I want to put out there? What is it that majority of the subscribers, what do they want to see? But yeah, my little Friday night chit chat. I thought about going out this weekend, but it's kind of been raining, and I guess people got maybe some Christmas parties going, so a lot of places are tied up. Tied up, and just the general public can't roll in just yet. But I don't know. I'm still undecided on that. But just at the crib, just kicking it. I've been watch other YouTubers, and I had asked some people the question I want to ask you today, and I'm a type of person that I always have to ask the question why. I just have to got to know how things work or how they function. But I had this question in my head, and I'd wondered if the stuff that we watch on YouTube, if it's actually real, and I'm not talking about YouTubers that do stuff for entertainment and stuff like that, and or what they say is fake or make believe. I'm talking about news and stuff that we hear versus social media versus the mainstream media. And the question I ask is like, okay, are these things they're saying on YouTube, is it real? Or is the mainstream media real? That's the question I'm asking you. And I asked, other people, colleagues, friends, of mine, and they gave me their take on it. And their opinion was that they felt that social media or YouTube was more real than mainstream media because the content creators their narratives are not controlled. Whereas the mainstream media, they have a controlled narrative. And what brought me to ask that question is because some of the things I've seen on YouTube, like, have any of you guys ever heard of the artificial womb? Now, what the artificial womb is, somehow these scientists, I believe it's over in Europe, they figured out a way to develop an artificial womb in which they can, I guess, impregnate it. Put a man's sperm and a woman's eggs in it, and it can incubate a fetus and actually give birth. It'll once that whether it's an animal or a human being is reached its full term. In case of humans, 9 months, then you can actually birth a child in this, I don't want to call it, well, I guess I'll say a fake womb or artificial uterus, artificial womb or whatever. I just thought it's really weird. And the reason why I put that out there, because I really am curious, is that I haven't seen it on mainstream media yet. But yet and still, here it is. I find this stuff on YouTube. And so they're actually going to a point where they intend to, I guess, replace the female because of declining birth rates worldwide. And so they're not, I guess men and women are not, in these generations, are not producing enough offspring to keep these societies going. I guess that's maybe what the elite's panic is. But they do have the artificial womb out. And if you go online, look just put in artificial womb, you'll find it on YouTube, and you can even Google it also. But yeah, they show a child in it. They have the artificial womb to produce. I guess you can use it for animals as well. But these things with technology, they're also with this artificial womb, they're also messing with human DNA with the genes. So what people can do if they decide to take that route, they can actually order a designer baby. What type of characteristics they want their child to have. Let me give you a good example. With these human beings born in these artificial wombs, supposedly they can make them faster, which means their brains will be a little bit bigger, which will make them much more intelligent. They can make them stronger, faster, more durable. It's like you can actually pick out your order and select out of the genes, the strongest genes or the best characteristics that you want out of those genes, and you can actually have a designer baby custom made. Now, I mean, myself, I'm just like, wow. I mean, this sounds like a sci-fi movie or something like that. And science is great, but I think that sometimes I think men go too far. I feel, I don't know if everybody believes in God, but when they try to play God and you kind of messing with something, with nature, what I'm saying, that wasn't necessarily meant to be tampered with, But yes, the artificial womb, and you can, like I said, if you go to YouTube, you'll definitely find it. But I have yet to hear anything about this on mainstream media. I haven't heard it on CNN, haven't heard it on Fox News, not CBS Report, not the BBC. It's not being said. And where they already have the womb developed and they're already using it, but they haven't brought it out mainstream yet and introduced it to the public. They haven't done that yet. They're right now, I guess, experimenting with this, see if they can produce a baby in this artificial womb. Now, I forgot the time frame that they said when artificial wombs are being placed, but I'm going to be honest with you. It's already here. I believe that this artificial womb may be in place I would probably say is maybe as fast as 3, no more than 5 years. That's how far they've already got it done. It's just a matter now of when to actually bring it in to the mainstream and introduce it to society. Because I believe that if they introduce it probably so fast, I think you'd have an uproar, worldwide, But yeah, so that's one thing that led me to question, okay, is this stuff really real? Another thing that led me to question, I find out more about automation on YouTube and social media than you do mainstream. You can even look and see how automation is taking over. You can look at your banks. You got less tellers, and everything is like you're talking to a computer or something on a recorded line. If you go to fast food places, Taco Bell, McDonald's, you now go to you have kiosks inside where you just order your food and, that allows them to cut down on staff. You don't need as many cashiers. You go into Walmart, Target, and other stores you pretty much got self-checkout. So, also, they have robotic security guards. And so, basically, what this robot does, it patrols the grounds or whatever facility that it's supposed to be guarding. And what happens is, if you happen to have, say, someone trying to break in or commit a crime there, what happens is the robot can instantly, it can scan the individual or individuals, it scans them, and it can catch the individuals in the act. And then what it does, it'll just send a picture of the individuals, and it alerts the police automatically. So in the field of security, that is definitely one of the fields that are going to be automated. You know, and it's happening in the medical field as well, and there are others that going with let's see, automation is going to enter into self-driving cars and self-driving vehicles. The post office is testing some 18-wheelers out for deliveries, and also other corporations and trucking companies. I guess they're laying off their drivers, and they're testing it out, you know, with these self-driving vehicles. See, the one thing that's interesting about this is that automation or robots, they don't need brakes. They don't need medical. They don't need any form of health insurance. All you have to do is just replace parts and just repair. So there's some interesting things going on. But the question I pose to you guys out there is like, is YouTube or social media, which one is more real or genuine? Social media and YouTube, or the mainstream media? And I just shared just a couple of ideas. A couple of things that I found on YouTube itself, and I went and Googled it, and from what I'm seeing, this stuff is true. But that's my question to you guys. You know, is YouTube more genuine and real, or is the mainstream media? And think about some of the things that I shared with you. Artificial womb, things we haven't heard of. Also, they reversed the abortion laws in a lot of states, and Planned Parenthood, has been taken away. What is it? Was it Title 10 or something like that? And a lot of stuff going on, but that's now it did make it to CBS, or to the mainstream media, but it still hasn't been put out there as much. I still see more information and more of it put out on YouTube. But it's just something to think about. This is my Friday night chit chat, snacks, thoughts. But my question again to you guys, and when I say guys, I'm talking about ladies too. Is this stuff real? And if so, why haven't we heard of it on mainstream media? So which one is more real? Is it CNN, Fox News, CBS, or is it YouTube and social media? Share your answer. This is food for thought. And also, before I conclude this video, please subscribe to Snacks Thought. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus YouTube, or ericbroadusyoutube.com. Yes, indeed. But share it. But this is what I have for this one on Snacks Thoughts on my Friday night chit chat. Which is more real? Mainstream media or YouTube and social media? That's all I got, guys. Peace out, and check me out on iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, and there's other platforms I'm quite sure there's some Snacks Thoughts is on. But check me out. But consider what I've asked, which is more real. All right, guys, that's all I got. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace out.